Hey guys, welcome back to Team MAST. This is the part 3 of Learning Python playlist. So in this video we will be covering up strings, at least the basics of strings. So let's just start. This was our previous example where I just printed out the name of my country. So as I told you that you could just print a string while keeping that into uh, double quotes. So it can even print you out if we used single quotes. What I mean to say is, let's say, let me print the name of my state. So I can even use single quotes. I can just print, okay, and if I run this, it's showing me Punjab, right? So irrespective of double quotes or single quotes, you can use either of them depending upon your use. This is helpful while you need to print out, let's say, what's your name? So I'll do. So if I wanted to write this way, it's showing an error because what is it does is it starts its string from this very place and it ends it right here. So this one is like not accepted. So basically to write this thing, I could use double quotes here and this way and this would work. Yes. Your name. It won't point out any error to me now. What's your name? Right. So in case you wanted to specify something about print my name is, I wanted to specify my name. So I'll just type this way and it should print me out. My name is Sunish, specifying Sunish in double quotes. So what I mean to say was we can use either one of these, single quotes or double quotes. It doesn't matter. If you want to print a string, you could even use the triple quotation. Suppose you wanted to print note or you were about to type a mail. So what you would do is you want it the way you just type a mail. You can use triple quotes. This is 1, 2, and 3. So if I wanted to write, say, my name is something something, then few spaces and end with thanks and regards, anything, Sunish, and further. So you wanted this message to be printed the same way as you just typed it out. So you can use triple quotation for this. Let me show you in the output box. So as you can see right here, this is the message I just typed. So it's just printing me the way it was on the screen, right? So here again, you can go for double quotations with triple. Let me show you what I want to tell. Let's say if I just remove this and put this, use this again would work perfectly fine. Let me remove both things. When I run this, it's just showing me the way it is typed. So you can use any of the above quotations. So this was regarding the quotations if you wanted to print a string. Now moving on with getting a character out of string, you could use, let me take an example first, print. Before that, let me take a variable name and it took string Sunish Chaudhary. Okay, right. Now this name is string because I just inserted string into it by using the quotation mark, by using the quotes. single quote or double quote, irrespective of any quote. So this is holding a string value. This name is holding a string value, right? Now I wanted to print the index of the first letter. I wanted to print the first letter. So I can use this print. The first character would be my string was name, and I could just print it out by saying 0. And before that, let me tell you the index of string starts from 0. So at 0 position it would be S, at 1 it would be U, 2 it would be N, and so forth, right? So so index starts with 0, right? And if you wanted to print first index, what you would do is print name and the first index. uh, Let me just run it. It just prints me out the first index. Similar goes for any other index. If you wanted to print the fifth index, you would just write it down as 4, and it would be printing me the fifth index. Remember I said it starts from 0, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth would be the one with the fifth index, right? So this would print me the fifth index. In this case again it's SSUNISH. This one is my fifth index, so it just prints me S, right? Then one another thing which is different from other languages as such. Here we can even use the negative index. Negative index is used to print the index starting from the last character. So as the character, this string had Sunish Chaudhary in it. So the last character is Y. So either I could just count down the till the last character and just get the last character, or we have another thing, right, in Python, that is the negative index. In this case, if I say I put -1, -1, that means the last index. So let me just show you once. So it just prints me Y, right? This is the last index. So if I wanted to get the second last index, I would just write -2 and let me run. It just shows me R. This is the second last index here. So it just printed out R. Right. Now, if you wanted to print few characters, from that very string. So suppose I wanted to print UNIS. I wanted these characters to be printed out from this very particular string, the entire string. So here we can set the range as well. So for range, what we have is you would specify the first index. You wanted it to start from U, so that would be 1. Sorry, that would be 1. I'll just write 1. Now I'll use colon till the last index. Suppose you wanted to print it till S. So this index would be 2, 3, 4. So it would be 4. But remember, when I use the syntax, it would just it would not print me the fifth index, but the index which is just before that index. So if I want, what I mean to say, if I wanted to print UNIS, I would have to specify it. Let me write it first so that it's clear. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Now if I wanted to print UNIS, I'll mention the first index from where I wanted to start. This is 1, so I'll put 1 here. But I wanted to get till S. In this case, this would print me out the letters before this index till I. So if I wanted to get S, I would have to specify one more index this way, right? Let me show you what I wanted to. So this thing would print me out UNIS. Let's see. UNIS. You can see it right here. So if I wanted to print SUNIS, so I would just change it from 0, from 1 to 0, and I'll run. It would print me out SUNIS, right? So this was for the range. And again, if you don't specify this, if you don't specify the first index, it would by default take at the very first index, the very start of the string. So in this case, I didn't specify the starting index. It would take by default the first index. So if I'll run this, it would again print me the very same thing. See, we change it to 6 and it would print me till here. So if you don't specify the starting index, it would just take the first index as default. And same goes with the last index. Suppose I wanted to print the entire string, this entire string. So I won't just, I can easily skip this out, and this would by default take it as the last index. And let's see, the entire string is printed. Again, what if I just remove both the starting and the ending index? So in this case, again, it would print me the entire string. Let's see. So if you don't specify the starting index and the last index, it would by default take the values of the start and the last index. So it would print out the entire string. So this is helpful, well, you need to clone a variable. Suppose you want to copy this thing, I wanted it to clone it somewhere. So I could easily say, let's say, take another string, any string, any string, name, and I'll just put it this way. And when I print this cloned string, which is SRTT, the name of the cloned string, so it would again print me the entire string. See, now this string is a clone of this string. Okay, this string, right? So it's time for a quick question. So what would this print me out? Name 2 colon minus 2, right? So I'll just ease it out for you guys. I'll write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, anything and so forth. So what I really want you to do is, pause this video for a while, think about the answer and write the answer in the comment section without just moving forward. And once you're done with the answer, get back to this video. So let's start and analyze what should be the answer. So as I told you, starts from the 0th index and moving on till 2. What this would print me out is n. And talking about the negative indexes, this one should be -1, r should be -2. But you might be remembering, as I told you, in case of ranges in these strings, it prints out all the characters excluding the last one, right? So it should print me out starting from n way up to a, excluding the last one, which is -2. So it should print me this very thing. So if I run, let me remove this, it should print me this very thing. If I run this and check, there we go, same thing, right? So this was it for the basics of string. Hope you understood what I wanted to tell you. If you have any queries, you can always get back to me via the comment section below. That was it for this video. We'll meet in the next video soon. Till then, be must and keep rocking. Bye bye.